This MMA 30 segment is powered by The Gun Store. Next time you're in Las Vegas, if you want to shoot a real machine gun, do it at The Gun Store at 2900 East Tropicana.
I haven't had a chance to ask about Cochrane, so in dealing with that, and what do you think the challenges are, or is it just going to disappear quickly? How do you deal with it in the house?
Oh, we don't,
a lot of issues.
We don't deal with anything. I mean, listen, the guy has a past. Who doesn't? We all have pasts. He didn't do anything illegal. When we do the screening process for these shows, we look for guys that have bad backgrounds, done things illegal, whatever, and it depends on what they've done. And you guys know me. I'm a pretty forgiving person with people's past. We've all made mistakes. It depends on how you've handled your mistakes and everything else. But what Cochrane did isn't illegal. Whether you like it or don't like it, is one thing. But there's no reason that this kid shouldn't be able to, go for his dreams and make a living.
How do you think it's going to be like for him in the house with all these other guys knowing about his past?
I don't know. We'll see. I think as far as, society goes, we all have to deal with things. Unfortunately, that he's going to have to deal with something, that is. It's a tough one. It's not like racism or things like that you have to deal with, but it's sort of a form of that, and it is what it is. I mean, the guy did it. Now he's got to live with it. He's got to handle himself in the real world. The dude's pretty tough. He made it onto the show, so any guy who has anything to say to him, he gets to kick his fucking ass 2 days later. So, that's the great thing about being on this reality show.
True. Any concern though about how the other fighters interact with him and how that represents you guys as a company?
We've had our issues with that, and it's definitely going to be there. Listen, I'm not hiding from it. If that was the case, that word I said a couple years ago that got me in all that shit, everybody knows that in the context I used it wasn't toward gay people. The reality is that I'm fine with this guy. And I've said it many times before, if there's a guy who is gay and fights in the UFC, I could give a shit. I don't care less what you do at home. It doesn't bother me. And if I was afraid of this topic and worried about this, it would have been real easy to snip him. He doesn't make it. He gets cut. I'm not worried about what he did in the past. It doesn't affect me or the company or anything else. And I'm sure there are going to be some issues. Maybe there are some knuckleheads in here that are going to say some stupid shit to him. I'm not hiding from that either. It is what it is. If I was somebody in the gay community, I would think this is a good thing, not a bad thing. It is what it is. I'm not, me, I'm not going to come in here and sugarcoat it and go, well, the policy here in this company is, and what we do is, dude, let me tell you what, I don't know what the fuck's going to happen when this guy gets in the house. I don't know what they're going to say to him, but it's reality. It's a part of life. People deal with this kind of things, with these kind of things all the time, and I'm not afraid to take it head on.
So in the end, you could see it being a positive. Maybe it's actually something that the company can be proud of.
It's actually, I don't think it's positive or negative. It just is what it is. You know what I mean? I'm not out here trying to make something like, yay, we're gonna make friends with the gay community. We're gonna do this and that. It is what it is. This is what it is. The guy, was in a gay porn. Whether he's gay or he's not gay, I don't give a shit one way or the other. I don't care if he's gay or he's not gay. That's his business. It doesn't matter to me. And he's a good fighter. He made it into this house on his fighting skills and what he's accomplished. And, I don't know if I have 15 homophobes here or 15 guys that could care less about it. I have no idea. Nobody has been talked to on the show. Nobody's been, we have a very sensitive issue. None of that's happened. None of that's happened. We don't do that shit. Whatever happens in that house happens, and then I'm going to have to deal with it. If there's some crazy shit going on in there and people are, how it works with me, I'm going to be fair and I'm going to do the right thing, but if stuff crosses the line and bad stuff happens, I guess I'm going to be going over there a lot, I can't remember the last time, it's been a while since I've shown up at the house and had to give any kind of speeches or kick anybody out or do any of that stuff, and hopefully I don't have to go to the house this season either. I don't like going to the house.
What do you think as a male and a promoter when you hear a guy say, I don't want to roll with, and again, we don't know if he's bisexual, hetero, whatever, but what do you think when guys say that?
I think you're a fucking idiot. I think you're an idiot. You know what I mean? It shouldn't matter to anybody what somebody else does in their life. You know, who they choose to be with, who they choose to spend their life with. It's none of your fucking business. What you better be worried about is this dude's gonna come kick your fucking ass. So if you want to be the guy that wants to talk a lot of shit and wants to, you know, say goofy stuff like that, you're gonna get your ass kicked on national television by the guy that you're talking about. You know, the thing you better be worried about is his fighting abilities. You know, yeah, this was out weeks ago. Yeah, you know, and all the stupidness started on my Twitter and stuff like that. So listen, it's gonna happen. You know, it might not happen in this house. And one of the things, you know, let's be honest, one of the things that I love about this sport, there's a lot of cool people in the sport, a lot of good people and people that are whatever. You know, maybe we have absolutely zero issues with it. Who knows? I haven't prepared.
You know, one thing.
Hell no. Why would I prepare for something like? You know what I mean? It's like we did not put this guy on the show because he did that, and we did not kick this guy off the show because he did that. It doesn't fucking make a difference to me one way or the other.
Ignoring it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter to me. It makes no difference in my life what this kid did. It's not an issue or a concern to me, you know? And I was just saying, I don't know how the gay community will take it. I don't care. I don't care what way they take it. Doesn't make a difference to me, you know? A lot of these groups, whether they're groups that support this issue or that issue or this issue, they're all looking for one thing. They're all looking for some exposure for their cause. You know, when they go after somebody, like everybody, like every group you can think of went after me, you know, with my episode, I said fuck you to everybody except for the gay community because I said a word, you know, that to them is a word like saying the N-word. You know what I mean? And, you know, I'm a 42-year-old guy. When I was growing up, it was a word that you said because it was, you know, it wasn't about somebody's sexual preference. You know, it was something you'd say to somebody if you dressed funny or you were considered weak or whatever it was. That's how I grew up. You know, what do you want me to say about that? You know, when I was educated about the word, believe me, if I even hear people say that word around me, I'm like, dude, don't say that around me.
Is that water under the bridge, or do you still get lingering stuff from that?
Well, yeah, no, it's water under the bridge, but no, I'm looked at now like I'm some type of homophobe, which I am the furthest thing from it. I could care less. And if I was, I would tell you. And I would tell you why I am. And I wouldn't give a shit what anybody thought. But I'm not. And it's just one of those things now, because I was in that situation I'm going to be labeled now forever, because that's how that stuff works, you know? And, but I'm not, like I said, I'm not afraid of it. I'm not backing down from it. I'm not whatever. This kid's here. He's here on his fighting abilities. He's here because of it, and that's it. And that's, he wasn't cut because of, you know, we found out about that. I don't give a shit about that. And if you give a shit about that, you're some fucking closed-minded moron. You know what I mean? And that's my opinion. Anybody out there that thinks it's an issue, you're a closed-minded fucking moron. You probably live in some podunk, nowhere fucking goofball town. Just my opinion. And let's wrap that up before he says anything else.
This MMA 30 segment is powered by The Gun Store. Next time you're in Las Vegas, if you want to shoot a real machine gun, do it at The Gun Store at 2900 East Tropicana.